Okay, so this is a message for somebody who's kind of being really hard on themselves right now, okay? I feel like you need to give yourself credit for how far you've came, all right? I have spiritual retreat right here. I feel like that's kind of what you've been going through. I do, oh, my eye. Okay, yep. I have heavy water in this, maybe even a Scorpio. I feel like what's really going on right now is you're learning to love all aspects of yourself. And part of that is you're having to face things about yourself that you never really wanted to address before. I think that sometimes when we face that or face past traumas, even things that we did to ourselves, because that's kind of where I feel like it's like you're rejecting part of yourself because you don't like how you acted prior, right? But like that's still a part of you. How do I say this? Like, I mean, God forgives your sins, and maybe you need to understand that. Maybe you need to take that to God. Like, if you're really having a hard time with self-forgiveness, I feel like you need to bring that to the Most High, right? Because He does forgive you, right? Like, it's not even about that. I definitely feel like I'm talking to somebody who's in kind of a mental prison right now, right? And a lot of it is like self-defeating behaviors have gotten you here. 111. You have went through a lot of things, okay? But here's the thing. You acted in the manner of the environment in which you were raised, okay? No, not everything you did was right, right? Not all the ways you treated. Sounds like somebody's going through an ego death, okay? No, not every way you treated people was right. No, it's not. It wasn't, right? Some of that shit was real hurtful, okay? But you didn't know then yet, right? You didn't know then yet. Now, are you continuing to do that? Are you continuing to like hurt other people, including yourself? Because that's a different ballgame. Like, you know, if you know that you're doing something that's destructive and you keep doing it, well, that's when you really gotta, I don't know, get some therapy maybe. There's nothing wrong with that. Been there, you guys. Like, I'm all for therapy. But I think right now this is just accepting yourself and to stop dragging yourself through the mud. Stop degrading yourself, okay? You acted in the manner that was role modeled to you, right? Because I feel like if I'm talking to a masculine, it's like the masculines in your life taught you how to be that way, right? Like, you maybe didn't even have a masculine role model like in the home, and so the masculine role models you got was like in the streets, 222, right? And they taught you a different way of being, right? A different way of treating women, a different way of treating yourself, a different way of suppressing your emotions and not being who it is that God called you to be, okay? I definitely feel like I might be talking to a masculine. But listen, yes, that's a part of your past, okay? That is a part of your past. It's a part of who you used to be. It's a part of who you're working through. But that's not who you have to be moving forward. It's not who you always have to, you know what I mean? Like, at all. It's 11:11 right now. And now I've seen 111. Yes, this is not, like, your life isn't set in stone because of past actions, right? Like, personally, I was blind for so many years. I was seeking outside of myself for so many years. You know what I mean? In toxic relationships, really, I was seeking love from others, right? A love that only God can truly give us. 3:16, for God so loved the world that He sent His one and only Son. Anyways, yes, get in your Bible. But I just feel like this is more about self-forgiveness, right? Because who I'm talking to, I don't feel like you're still doing that. Like, I don't feel like you're still playing with people's emotions. Yes, maybe there are some situations that you'll never be able to reenact, right? Maybe you did lose certain people out your life, but they were probably meant to go, right? If somebody's meant for you, they will be for you. I love it. This just says across my thing. I love my life and those around me. Listen, I feel like you gotta love all aspects of you, right? Because I do feel like you're kind of like it's self-defeating, bro. I'm talking to somebody who's real, like, it's never gonna work. They're never gonna want to talk to me again. I'm never gonna be able to amount to, like, those type of mentalities, right? Like, and then you're like beating yourself, like, dang, I've turned soft. Like, I feel like it's that. It's like all the things that God is doing in your life for the better. It's like you're hearing the voices of the people around you trying to tell you that's not right. But like, God changed your heart for a reason, right? You could still be cold and ruthless and live in whatever lifestyle it was you was trying to live, right? But that's not what it is no more, okay? Because God made you see things different. God showed you compassion and love. I feel like I'm talking to somebody who didn't get a lot of compassion and love from people out in the world. 444, right? Maybe you didn't get that, but God's going to bring people into your life that are going to give you that real compassion, right? They're going to show you the good in yourself that you're not even willing to see right now, okay? But I will tell you, you can't be self-destructive and expect that you're going to call your person in today, okay? Not that it's never going to happen, because I feel like for who I'm talking to, it is. But it's like, you got to gain that self-confidence and that self-worth and the willingness to look in the mirror. You got to be able to look in the mirror, bro, and be like, yes, it happened, but that's not who I am today. My past does not define me, right? The test and what you came from, that's only for, in order, it was training ground for you to be able to move forward and help others, right? Or however it looks. Yes, usually your test is your testimony. What you've been through is in order to get you to the next level. And a lot of that, like, yeah, you maybe you did some shady things in life, right? And maybe you took other people's emotions for granted, or right, or had no whatever for them, you didn't care, right? But is that how you're moving now? Give yourself credit for how you're moving today. How are you moving today? You know what I mean? Clearly, I'm talking to somebody who has a conscience, right? If you didn't have a conscience, you wouldn't be here listening to this, right? Like this, you wouldn't be in this energy, right? The fact that you're in this energy, like you don't want to hurt others. You don't want to be that person. Like that's real, right? That's that raw energy that God can work with, okay? And sometimes it takes a while. Listen, the person I used to be when I had my first level of spiritual awakening back in 2012, right? Like I'm so far from that, right? And there was so many levels of healing I had to go through, okay? And I did this really good thing about shame and guilt, right? And it's like shame, which I feel like you're inflicting shame upon yourself, if this is resonating. And you could be feminine too. I'm sorry if I'm speaking to a feminine, not a masculine. I'm not trying to, whatever. But you could be taking on that shame, and shame will cause us to stay stuck. Shame causes us, like shame is I did something, like I am wrong, right? Or whatever. Where guilt is that trigger so you don't do it again. Like guilt is that conscience, right? Like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. Like I feel that guilt. Now I don't want to do that again. I don't want to inflict pain on others again. I don't want to be this again, right? All right, there we go. Okay, I'm going to pull you guys a number card and then some signs since I got interrupted. I feel like the point got across, right? Like, I feel like you understand what I'm trying to say for you. This should be an uplifting message, right? This should let you know that there's nothing wrong with you. That, you know what I mean? That there's hope for your future, okay? That God has a plan for your life. I promise you this, okay? And those are the promises I feel like that you need to cling to, because you wouldn't be the changed man or woman that you are today if God didn't have something for you bigger, right? Like it's I feel like you're in the gestational period, right? You're in the cocoon, like you're healing. Anything else? 8888, personal power, material and spiritual abundance, wealth, resources, force, balance, confidence, material gain, epic romance. All that is good and pleasant in your life will multiply. Angels are sending you this number to reassure you of the prosperity and well-being ahead. Listen, your surroundings will treat you with admiration and respect. Use this for your greater good. Use this change for your greater good. It says good times on the bottom there. And then karma, 888. So 8s are big. 2424, good times. You are worthy of affection, leisure, and pleasure. If you tell your family and friends how you feel, you'll feel you're likely on the same page and can work together effectively. Many people are rooting for you. If you spread love, it will find its way back to you multiplied. Okay, and I feel like you're learning what areas who you can love, right? I feel like you did have to cut a lot of people out of your life, right? I don't think you did. I think God did. I think God made you sit down. If this is your story, God made you sit down. He did. It's because there was so much more for you. You were not satisfied, 911. You were not satisfied in that life you were living. And maybe you're not satisfied today either because you're in that transition. But you weren't really happy. That wasn't really resonating with who you were as a person. That false masculinity, that street life, that wasn't who you really wanted to be, right? That's why things are changing, because God heard you. God heard your prayers. Scorpio again, first card. What am I saying? I said Scorpio to begin with. Libra. Cancer. Anyone else? And maybe for some of you guys, you're a feminine watching for your masculine. Like, it is what it is. Taurus. Sagittarius. I'm going to stop. All right, you guys. Beautiful energy.